Welcome to your Hi5 camper van. While we know you're chomping at the bit to start your adventure, please make sure you listen carefully to this presentation while we point out some of the more important features of your camper. In the front of the van, the most important feature is your transmission. It's an automatic transmission. Below that is your handbrake. To release the handbrake, simply press in the button, twist to the left and push in. To engage, simply pull it back. Up here is your CD player and radio. Your air conditioning and heating controls are just here. And next to that is your 12-volt charging socket, where you can connect any 12-volt appliance, for example your GPS or your phone. Up here we have the fuel gauge. In the middle we have the speedometer that shows you how fast you are going. And on the left is your temperature gauge. You can see the needle sitting around halfway at the moment. That is where it should be at all times when you're driving. If you notice the needle moving above the halfway mark towards the hot position, you need to stop the van and call Travelers Autobahn immediately. On the left side of the steering wheel are the controls for your windscreen wipers, both front and rear. On the right side of the steering wheel, we've got the indicators and headlight controls. Next to the steering wheel is the ignition. Next to that, you've got the electric controls for the mirrors, both left and right. Down the bottom here is the release to open the fuel door. Simply pull this lever to open the fuel door. Make sure you only use unleaded fuel 91, 95, 98 or E10. Same goes with the bonnet. Simply pull the lever and your bonnet will open. It's a requirement of your rental to check the oil and coolant every day. To check the coolant, we need to open up the front bonnet. Release the safety catch under the Toyota badge and use the stay on the side to hold the bonnet in place. To inspect the cooling system, just check this overflow bottle. Remember, this system is pressurized, so it is dangerous to open this cap once the car is running hot. All we need to do is check this side of the bottle. The maximum level is marked here, and in good light you will see the level of the coolant around that mark. When you fill up the coolant, make sure you use the proper coolant and match the color that is already in the bottle. If you need to regularly top up the cooling system, or you notice a leak somewhere under the vehicle, you need to stop the car and report this to Travelers Autobahn immediately. To close the bonnet, release the stay and push the bonnet down firmly. To check the oil, we need to access the engine, which is located underneath the passenger seat. To access the engine bay, lift up the cover and release the latch over here. And over this side, push the small lever and you will hear a click. Then simply fold the two seats down, like so, and raise them up. We now need to secure them with this stay, like so. To check the oil level of the vehicle, you need to pull out this dipstick. When you pull it out all the way, you can see markings on the dipstick. Here it is up close. If the oil level is below the mark on the left, you need to top up with just 1 litre of oil, no more. Do not overfill, as this can cause damage to the engine. If you need to top up oil on a regular basis, you need to report this to Travelers Autobahn immediately. To top up the oil, unscrew this cap and fill it up right here. Make sure you screw the cap back on once you're finished. To lower the seat, unclip the stay. Put the seat down and press down until you hear the click. Don't forget to secure the buckle. The Hi5 camper van has 5 seats, 3 in the front and 2 in the back. It is a legal requirement that all passengers wear their seatbelts while driving. With the sliding door open, on the step of the vehicle you will find the fire extinguisher and jack and tools. The tools provided are needed if a tyre change is required. You'll notice this rail which is used to hold the outside table. This table is located behind the passenger seat in the front of your vehicle. To set up the table, slide it in like so and release the table leg from underneath. Your spare tyre is located at the underside of the back of the vehicle. To access your spare tyre, simply open the tailgate and unwind this nut to lower the tyre. Please call roadside assistance if you have any problems changing your tyre. It's a great idea to check both your front and back tyres for uneven wear on a regular basis. The easiest way to do this is to park the vehicle like so, exposing the tyre. If you do notice any excessive uneven wear, please report this to Travellers Autobarn immediately. The tyre pressure should also be checked on a regular basis and should be kept at 375 kPa or 54 psi. While we are outside the van, along the driver's side of the vehicle, we have the gas bottle compartment and 240 volt power inlet. Behind this door is your water inlet, where you can refill your water tank. Your secondary battery is also found in here. This powers all of the 12 volt appliances in your van. It charges when you are driving and also when the van is plugged into a 240 volt power point. To charge the battery fully, you need to be plugged in overnight or drive for at least 8 hours. Travellers Autobarn recommend charging your van at a powered site at least 2 out of every 3 nights. As we enter the living area, the first thing you will see is your kitchen area. In this small cupboard here, you will find the electrical switches and power sockets. Here you can see the 12 volt master switch. This must be on to use the lights, fridge and water tap. So let's turn the power on. With the power on, let's run through how the appliances work. To use the water tap, flick this switch on the right hand side of your kitchen bench to turn the water pump on. Make sure you switch this off when you're finished using the tap. Now to your fridge. To open, simply pull out this pin and open the door. The knob to turn it on is behind the freezer door here. A good way to preserve power is to turn the fridge down to 1 when you're not driving or plugged into a 240 volt power outlet. Over here is your microwave. To use the microwave, the van must be plugged into a 240 volt power outlet. We will show you how that is done now. Firstly, plug the power lead provided into the socket on the outside of your van. Plug the other side of your power lead into a power outlet at your campsite. In Australia, all power sockets have on and off switches. Be sure to switch them on when in use. With the van plugged in, you can now use the 240 volt power outlets to power appliances such as a fan or heater. And above these is the 240 volt safety switch. This must be in the on position at all times as shown here. Here we have the gas stove. To use this, we must turn the gas on. The gas bottle is located on the outside of the van in this compartment. To open this compartment, unlock it using the key provided and release the door. We need to do 2 things here. Turn on the gas at the bottle and release the secondary valve. Be sure to turn these off again once you have finished cooking. With the gas turned on, push the knob and turn to release the gas, and light using the igniter or the mattress provided. The gas bottle is full at the time of pickup and is to be returned full as well. Now to the back of your van. Underneath the cushions you have your storage area. Here you'll find your power lead, water hose, dustpan and bucket, as well as 3 bedboards and a table pole. To set up the table, firstly insert the table pole into the bracket and tighten up the plastic wing nut. The tabletop is located behind the front seats. This simply sits right on top of the table pole, and again be sure to tighten up the wing nut. To set up the bed, dismantle the table and lower the tabletop into this position. Then use the 3 bedboards to fill in the remainder of the space and put the cushions into position like so. Your bedding is located up here on top of your secondary sleeping area. The Hi5 bedding includes 4 pillows, 4 sleeping bags, 4 towels and 2 bed sheets. To set up the secondary bed, simply pull out these 2 bedboards and cover them with the 3 cushions provided. The height of your Hi5 camper van is 3 meters tall. This restricts you from entering low clearance areas such as McDonald's drive-thrus and multi-level car parks. Please remember you are fully responsible for any damage to the high top section of your camper van. Now that we've covered all the important aspects of your Hi5 camper van, if you have any questions, please ask our friendly staff. Other than that, drive safe and enjoy your adventure.